a wine cup, hair tied rough. School run survivor, we've had enough. Real moms, no shame, come scream and stop. Welcome to the Loud Mums Club.
Welcome to the Loud Mums Club, where we say the quiet part out loud, the good, the bad, and the absolutely cooked parts of parenting. What are we drinking today? Coffee, wine, or tears? I am here with a glass of red, but it's nearly finished, so I will soon be on the cordial. On the hard stuff, guys. But today's guest is a mum who I think so many of you are going to connect with, because her motherhood journey has just been equally parts beautiful, hard, chaotic, and incredibly resilient. She's a mum of 3 gorgeous kids, aged 7, 5, and 18 months, living farm life while somehow juggling the chaos of motherhood, running a home salon as a hairdresser and a makeup artist, breastfeeding, sleep deprivation, and all the mess that comes with raising little people. But her story goes so much deeper than that. She was raised by her dad, she has a complicated relationship with her mum, and motherhood has brought both love and challenges as she navigates what it means to parent when you didn't necessarily have the relationship with your own parents that you'd hoped for. We're also talking about the heartbreaking reality of miscarriage, the emotional road to welcoming their 3rd baby after the loss, the realities of mum rage, carrying the mental load when your husband works a demanding and unpredictable job, and raising one very strong-willed little lady who is definitely keeping her on her toes. This conversation is honest, raw, funny in parts, and unemotional in others, and honestly, just really a real chat about what motherhood actually looks like behind closed doors. So grab a coffee, a glass of wine, or whatever is getting you through today, because this is such a good episode. Before we begin, I just wanted to say, have you ever seen kids' clothes and thought, why don't they make those in adult sizes? Because, same. That's exactly how I feel about Wonder Wild Wear. She's creating custom, one-of-a-kind shorts and pants for little adventurers, and honestly, I'm just jealous. Every piece is handmade with fun, unique prints you won't find in the big chain stores, so your little wild thing can wear something that's so unique and is just as unique as they are. Whether they're climbing trees, splashing in puddles, or coming home covered head to toe in mysterious stains because they're kids, these are made for adventure. If you're tired of seeing every kid at the playground wearing the same clothes, Wonder Wild Wear is your answer. Handmade, custom, colourful, and completely one of a kind. Go and give at Wonder Wild Wear a follow on Instagram and show some love to a small business, creating clothes that are almost too cute for kids, because I seriously want some in my sizes too. But no, seriously, no, but thank you so much for taking the time, and I appreciate you preparing and spending the time. And welcome. Like, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciated the original reach out. Like, it's so nice that I'm building this like little community, and like everyone's just been
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
literally just thought this had been me and my friends talking shit, like about like about our kids, and
Yes.
like I didn't think it would just be like 10 followers and like me and my friends. Like, I just didn't think it would go anywhere, but I was like, I just need somewhere to talk about the journey and like express how I feel and like be able to relate to other mums, because it's been a really hard journey and I have found it like challenging, and I'm really lucky I've got a good village around me and I've been able to talk to people about it. But I was like, well, do
Yeah.
everyone have a village? Does everyone have someone to talk to about it? Has everyone got a girlfriend that can just have a coffee with and have that honest
Mm.
conversation? So I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna put this out there, and it's obviously hit a nerve. Like, it's obviously hit a niche of people that are like,
Absolutely,
let's just
yeah.
be honest. Like, motherhood's
Yeah,
incredible, but it's also the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. But did you always know you wanted to be a mum?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be a mum. I've loved kids. I've loved babies like my whole life. Like if there was ever a baby, I was like, oh my God, there's a baby. Like, give me a hug. Like, and then when my friends started having babies, it was like, oh my God, like I'm at your house all the time. But I remember once Jake and I were married, I was like, right, when are we having a baby? He's like, Maddie, we just got married. Like, chill. And I was like, no, I'm not chilling. Like, come on, let's go.
I always said I'd be a mum regardless. So like, if I couldn't conceive, I would be a
Yeah,
mum. Like, I would adopt. I always had in my head I would
yeah.
be a mother. Um, it was not even a
Mm,
question to be child free. Like, I didn't think it was like my purpose in life, but I just knew that was what I wanted out of life. I wanted weekends to be full of adventures and doing stuff. And
yeah.
Ryan was on the same page. So when we got married, it was like, yeah, once we're married, we'll start trying. But then 3 weeks after our honeymoon, we
Yes.
found out we were pregnant from our honeymoon. Now, your experience growing
That's
up
so
was,
fun.
was different. So even though you always wanted to be a mum, you don't have a
Yeah.
great relationship with your mum, and you were raised by your dad. What, if you're happy to talk
Yeah.
about it, what was that experience like growing up?
Absolutely. So look, if I think back to my childhood, I would say majority of it was positive. Like I had a great childhood. My dad was amazing. He still is. We're very close. He doesn't live obviously down here. He lives in Geelong, but um, yeah, we're quite close. I think I had as much as a normal, as you could say, normal childhood, as most kids had, just without parents being together. Um, and yeah, my dad made it our childhood great. So we did lots of adventure days and like we weren't spoiled, but we never went without. My grandma also was a big influence. So she kind of took over that motherly role for me and we were quite close. Like my whole life, my grandma was like my person. Like we were so close and just, yeah, like my dad was my dad and like my grandma was my grandma, but a bit more than my grandma. She she wasn't like super maternal, but she just like knew how to handle a situation. And she was kind of just like, she was a mentor. Like she was somebody that I looked up to. She was like, yeah, she was just that person for me. Because yeah, I didn't have, but then if I look at the 10% of my childhood that I remember back when I would go and visit my mum. So my mum hasn't died. She's still here. She's still alive. But we don't speak or have a relationship due to alcohol. So she's an alcoholic. A lot of domestic violence and stuff I experienced as a kid growing up when I would visit her. So thank goodness that I spent most of my time raised by my dad, because I feel like if it had been swapped, I feel like my life could have been very different, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You could have gone down a
Yeah,
very
I feel
different
like if I
pathway.
was absolutely like, yeah, who knows what type of life I would be living now if I had chosen to live with her full time or be with her. And she's just not a very nice person. She's quite selfish. And, over the years, we've tried to reconnect, especially when I had kids myself. That made it harder to like her and give her a chance, because I thought, like how I could never do what you've done to me, to my child. So why could never understand why she's done what she's done.
Because of everything you've been through, do
Yeah.
you ever find yourself wondering, am I doing this right? It does sound like you've taken a lot of what's happened and gone, absolutely not. That's not
Yeah.
happening with my kids. So have you
Yeah.
completely turned that around because you didn't have that example growing up? You're like, I will never be like that.
Always. I do see a therapist at the moment, and this is one of the big topics that we talk about. Is I put that much pressure on myself to be the perfect mum, because I didn't have the perfect mum.
Yeah.
So I want to give, like, I've had the experience of what not to do as a mum, like being the kid, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah.
And I want to make sure I put too much pressure on myself to ensure that I never give my kids that. Like, to the point where I will question sometimes even drinking alcohol,
I
like
was about to
around
ask,
them.
do you
Yeah.
drink alcohol? So you do drink. Yep.
Sometimes if we go out for dinner, I'll order a glass of wine.
Yep.
Not a big deal.
Hasn't put you off, but you're obviously hyper vigilant and like conscious of it in front of your kids and
Yes,
what your actions are when under the influence because you've obviously seen.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So for a quick example, um, the other day even, like Jake felt like a wine, and I was going to the shops anyway, and I was like, oh, I'll grab it. And then I was like, oh, I actually feel like a wine too. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get it. Had a glass of wine. It was totally fine. The next day, I still had like one glass left in the bottle, and I was like, oh, I'll just finish it with dinner. But then that night, I was really angry, and I'm not saying the wine, but I'm not saying it wasn't either. But this is where my mind comes into it. And it's like, well, was it the wine? Like, so then I'm just, because I yelled at the kids a bit much that night to go to bed, and my fuse was very short. Keep in mind, we did come off the week that we had of having my child sick in hospital, and all the
Yeah.
emotions were really still
This is
heightened, and
what you're
everything
having
else
to
was going
work
on. I was
through.
still sleep deprived. Like,
Yep.
all the other things were happening too. So might not necessarily have been the wine, but because of my history, I was like, okay, that wine made me angry. Not again. So now I'm
Yeah.
completely off alcohol because I was like, nah, not happening. I can't be that person to my kids, yelling at them to go to bed when they're just being
Kids.
funny little kids
Yep.
before mucking around before bed, and here I am yelling and screaming like they've just done something really bad when they haven't. And it's like, okay, my brain instantly says that's the wine doing that, so stop the wine.
Yeah, how interesting.
So boom, there's no wine for me for a while. So
Yeah.
that's just how my brain works.
But how
Like
would
done.
you feel if, like, in 2 weeks' time you had another blow up like that? Like, how would you then process that when if the wine wasn't involved? Like, is this
Yeah,
what you're talking
well,
to a psychologist
that's
about and like
yeah,
just working through it
yeah,
all?
stuff like this. And like I still blow up. I yell a lot. Like I'm on, and that's why I love your podcast because it's like stay loud, mums, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a loud mum, and I haven't had help all day, and then by the time it gets to the end of the day, I'm so done. Like it's like, oh my god, just I need you to go to bed because I'm done. Like it's
No
just
shit. Like, I
yeah, yeah.
completely agree.
It's a day where the wine is involved, well, it's like I'll blame the wine for me being like that, not sleep deprivation, overstimulation, and all the other things that come with being a mum. Does that
So
make
I'm
sense?
the, yeah, but I'm the
Yeah.
opposite with the wine. So I'm probably the borderline alcoholic, but I'm a very nice drunk. So like if I have a glass of wine
And
because the
I
kids
am too normally. I'm not a bad drunk. Like
but
that
like if
sounds
the
really
kids
bad.
but if I'm having one of those days where I'm like touched out, I'm fucking pissed off, I'm sick of the loud
Yeah.
noise, like I will pour myself a glass of wine at like 4 p.m. before dinner, whatever,
Yeah.
and it helps me calm down. So then
Yeah.
I am in the moment, it does relax me and
Mhm.
it helps me calm down and be a lot more kind and caring
Yeah.
because but that's a problem I'm working through because
Yeah.
I'm using it as a tool at the moment for my own management, which isn't
Mm.
healthy. Like, definitely not. I'm trying to like balance that out. I'm sure my husband thinks I drink way too much. And like, I've also grown up with a military dad who I feel like yelled all the time,
Mm.
and a mum who they both used to just, I just remember them drinking a lot. Like, it was like,
Yeah.
mum always had a motto of like, if a bottle was open, it had to be finished. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not, they weren't drinking during the day or anything. It was just like the weeknights, the weekends. So it's funny how like you've, yeah, like how you take it as a kid and then
Yeah.
it gets interpreted. So like I saw my mum using it as a tool to relax. So now
Yeah.
I use it as a tool to relax.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's even a placebo effect of like, is it actually making me relax? Or
Mm.
is that just what I think it does? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
isn't it
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
so fascinating?
Yeah.
What's farm life like with 3 kids? Because I think it's very romanticized online. I am obsessed with not like the what do they call it? The like the stay-at-home mums that like churn their own butter and like there's a word for that. Oh, trad wife.
Or the
Like not like the
farm
traditional
wife,
wife.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I still want to
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
live my life, but I want a cow. I want a donkey. I want some chickens. I want to go out and feed them in my wellies in the morning. Like
Yeah.
that to me just looks like
Mm.
perfection. So is that what it really looks like or not really?
Yes and no is the best
Okay.
way to answer that question. So,
Yeah, okay.
absolutely, farm life is amazing. I, obviously, coming from Melbourne, never thought that I would be on a farm. I thought, I'd be living the city life, a house in Melbourne with a tiny backyard. Like, that would have been where I was at. But, yeah, no, living on a farm, moving back to where my husband was from, and we bought a farm. So it is amazing. Being on a farm is great. Having kids on a farm is amazing. Our kids love it. They have so much space. They have motorbikes. Tommy has a mini football oval.
Oh,
Like
that's the best.
we have a whole shed full of athletic gear that literally looks like a school gym. We have a basketball court. We have like not literally a whole court, but like a mini version of it. We have
Yeah.
table tennis tables. Like we literally have we have cows. We have chickens. We have dogs. That's about all the animals we have because it's
Okay.
mainly cattle.
Yeah.
And the whole idea that you just said about going and getting the eggs in the morning in your wellies, well, the chooks stink. They are muddy. It is disgusting. The eggs that you could collect have shit all over them.
It's
So
not as
yeah,
aesthetically pleasing as it looks online at all.
no, not one
Okay.
bit. I don't collect the eggs because I'm semi-scared of chickens, birds in that matter.
So
But I
just
have
just
got the
send the five and
confidence to
seven year
go
old
in
in.
if I have to. I used to send when Tommy was 4. I used to send him in but now they're a bit cautious too, probably because of me. But I have been brave. I have put my big girl pants on, and I have been able to go in, and the chooks aren't actually as scary as I thought. And they kind of just move away, and you can go and get the eggs. But if there's someone else to collect the eggs, they can go and do it, because I don't need to do it if someone else is there to do it. Living on a farm, our kids are outdoor kids. They're outside all the time. Like, rain, hail, or shine, they're outside. Even tonight, it was freezing when we got home from school pickup. And I literally said to my husband, I was like, I'm going inside. I'm turning that heater on. And Tommy was like, oh, well, I'm going outside. And I was like, mate, it's freezing. He's like, yeah, it's all right. And I said, well, make sure you put a jumper on. Oh, do I have to wear a jumper? He's in shorts and sleeves
Oh, this is
all year round.
kids full
All year
stop, I
round.
reckon. I don't
Just
know. Like both
ridiculous.
kids don't feel the cold. What does your husband do? He just drops tools and has to go away. Like, what's his job?
So what he does, he actually works in Portland at the port. So his job is to like drive the cranes and machinery and that sort of thing. But it's just the hours. So about 3 o'clock the day before, we find out if he's working that next day or not. And that's just the way they do it. So yeah, planning for someone who's a big planner and organizer, it took a little bit to get used to. So he's either doing pretty much a 12-hour day shift, so he's gone from 8 o'clock until 8 p.m. at night, or he's doing night shift, so he's starting at 8 p.m. and he's coming home at 8 a.m. in the morning and then sleeping all day till about 2, 3 o'clock, spending a few hours with us, and then he's back. It works without being mean, I guess. But we kind of just, me and the kids, I just plan mine and the kids' life like he's working all the time. Like he's not going to be there.
And
like
if he can come, then great. And if not,
it's a
then
bonus.
I've got it covered.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. When I'm on my own, the kids are really good.
Yeah, legends.
Like they're actually really good. Like, I don't know whether it's just big, or maybe it's just my own brain, because I'm like, okay, I've got no choice. It's me. Like, this is it. Like, there's no help here. Like, let's just do whatever it takes, whatever we've got to do to make this work. So if that means getting Macca's for breakfast on the way to driving to wherever we're driving because it's all too stressful at home, we will do that. Like, or if it's, and there's generally lots of talking and planning before it. Like, okay, mum's going to be, but it's just mum today, so we've all got to have our listening ears on, and we're all going to be really well behaved so that we can all have a really fun day out together, because I've planned such a fun day. And they're like, yeah, mum, like, we're going to be good. And like, I don't know, over the school holidays, I took them away for 3 nights. I went and stayed with my dad, but he was working on the Friday. He had something else to do on the Saturday. We really only spent the Sunday with him. And on the Saturday morning, I took the kids to Ballarat, like the wildlife park there, by myself. And they're amazing. I couldn't fault them. Like, we literally drove there. We stayed at the park, like the wildlife park, and everyone had a good day. There was no yelling. There was nothing. Like, they were just so well behaved. Like, and I don't know whether it is because I don't know, but it just works. Like, and then
you also think that like a 5 and a 7-year-old, like I feel like I can see it a lot with my daughter now who's 5, that like the listening ears tend to be on a lot more, and like there's a bit more understanding and a bit more kind of, you can now negotiate. They can understand reason. Like, you start to sort of be able to have those conversations beforehand of being like, okay, guys, mummy needs help today. Like, let's be good and let's have a really good day. 'Cause I don't want to have to be a mean
and
mummy.
that's what I do too.
I know you're on a break at the moment in regards to work, but how did you juggle being a hairdresser and a makeup artist whilst raising kids?
Well, in fairness, I haven't really done the full juggle since having 3 kids and Jake having this job. So I haven't really have to juggle it really with 3 kids as of yet. But it worked really well when I had the other 2 kids, because Jake had a normal 9 to 5 job. So the makeup side of things would come into hand over the weekends. And then during the week, there'd be a day where the 2 kids, kinder and school, it was kinder and daycare at that stage. Kinder and daycare would lap over, and that would be my work day. And I would literally just drop them off, come home, do a couple of clients, finish them up, race in, pick them up. And that was how we juggled it. And it worked really well for a few years. And then we decided to have Lincoln. And I said that I would take a year off, but he's 20 months now and still technically on maternity leave, but I am dabbling a little bit back into it, trying to navigate how that's working. So, kind of what I was starting to do. So, I was doing pop up appointments, which worked for a little bit, and I'm still doing them when I can. So, if Jake had a day off, I would pop up on Instagram or message my wait list, hey, I've got a pop up appointment, 9 o'clock tomorrow. Anyone interested? And if anyone would take it, I would work. If someone didn't take it, well, then obviously I wouldn't work. And that was working fine. That's kind of how I was juggling that. And then I guess in terms of makeup and stuff, it was more like weddings on weekends. So I just make sure my mother-in-law was available. So I've started to offer, it's called Coffee and Colour, and it's literally at my dining room table. So
I was about to
imagine,
say, like, I would be happy just to have
yeah,
my hair done at the kitchen sink. Like, that doesn't
yeah,
bother me at all. Like, if it means I can squeeze in an appointment when it fits for me, like,
literally.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
100% with
So
you.
that's literally who my target audience is, like
Yeah.
you and mum.
Yeah, and if they're in the same trenches of trying to fit it in and trying to like get like do their own work and stuff, like to come over and be like, cool, you're in the same boat
Yeah.
that I am. Like there's no judgment. Like I feel like an older lady
Yeah,
probably wouldn't
exactly.
be as impressed if you had a toddler running around. But like they're not the clientele that you're
Or
after.
like a younger, like
Yeah.
20-year-old girl that's
Who's like,
like, living
this
her
is
best
so
life before
unprofessional.
she settles down. Like, ew, this is why is there a toddler there, like with greasy hands?
I
Like,
want a
yuck,
glass of
no.
wine with my hair salon appointment, not a coffee. Like I get
Yeah,
it.
where's
Yeah.
the
Like yeah.
champagne?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
and yeah, them. Yeah, not
Just
aimed at
not
them.
I know you mentioned you went through multiple miscarriages before you had Lincoln.
Yeah.
What was that journey like for you guys? Like, was that straight after your second, or did you wait a bit and then you were shocked by how hard the journey was? Like, what did that look like?
Yeah, so I feel like with a miscarriage, you kind of don't really think about it too much until you actually experience it.
Hmm.
So with Tommy, we wanted to fall pregnant. We tried to get pregnant. Boom, we fell pregnant. We had Tommy Avalia. We wanted the baby number two. Same thing. We wanted her. We fell pregnant and we had her. And then we were umming and ahhing. We had a boy, we had a girl, and we were like, yep. Like my whole life, I always said, I want three kids. I want two boys and a girl. I don't care what order it comes, but I want two boys and a girl. And I don't know why, but that's just what I'd always wanted, always hoped for. Obviously, if I got all boys and all girls, I wouldn't have been disappointed, but it was just something I'd always said since I was in my 20s. And magically that's what I ended up with. But yeah, and I remember I was like, oh, I'd watched the other two play and I was like, oh, I just feel like there's someone missing. And then I finally got Jake around and we're like, all right, let's try for a third. So we started trying and yep, fell pregnant. And I was like, okay, good, like all good. And I get really sick. And I found out I was pregnant and I wasn't getting sick. And I was like, oh, this is really odd. Like, just, yeah, wasn't feeling, it was just weird because, yeah, I get really sick normally. And yeah, it turned out that a couple of weeks later we got scanned and things weren't growing how they should be growing. And then my body naturally said goodbye. And the first one was probably the hardest because it was the first one. I hadn't experienced it before. Um, and I felt quite alone. And it was something that I didn't feel ashamed to talk about, but I kind of did. Like, I felt like it was something that you don't talk about. Like, it was just, you deal with that in private and that's it. But having my salon and having clients, they could tell, like, I worked through, like, I only had a couple of days off when it all happened. And they could tell something is up because you have regular clients. And when I have a small boutique kind of salon, so your clients, you get quite close to your clients and your regulars. They almost become your friends, to be honest. And they could tell something was up. And I'm someone who I heal by talking, and like talking about things is how I fix things. And I'm a talker, so naturally talking about it to me felt healing. And I would talk to certain clients and just mention what had gone on. And a couple of clients, well, yeah, I've been through that too. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, then I guess I didn't feel so alone. Um,
The
but
statistics are
yeah,
like
like I didn't
it's
realize.
1 in 3 or 1 in 4 women will experience a miscarriage. And it's sad that I think it's something mums still
Yeah.
struggle to talk about because, like, they say don't announce it until you're in the safe zone. Well,
Mm,
I personally have witnessed with friends that there is no safe zone. I've witnessed a girlfriend go through multiple babies and stillborns recently, like in the last sort of couple of years,
mm,
and like there is no safe zone. I'm
yeah.
like, I can't
It's hard.
I struggle with that because
No.
it's not safe past 12
Yeah.
weeks. It's not safe past 20 weeks. It's not safe past 25 weeks.
No.
Like anything can happen at any time. And I think that culture needs to change.
Mm,
Like if you, first of all, it's very exciting finding out you're pregnant. Like I would want to shout it to the
absolutely.
world.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And you do want to shout
yeah,
it, but even when you first find out, you don't tell people for those first 6 weeks because there's so much talk
stigma.
from the
There's
outside
stigma
world that,
about it.
oh, but
Yeah.
what if something happens? Like, yeah,
But if
yeah,
something does
yeah,
happen, like it's not fair to suffer in silence. Like why should you have to deal with that alone?
no,
And like you just said, you're a
no,
healer of like you find it better to talk
yeah,
about it. I just think it's such an isolating
mm,
experience by not being able to talk about it. That has to change. That conversation around
absolutely.
don't tell anyone
Yeah,
until a certain point, because I genuinely don't believe there is a safe point. I think you should be checking in with your pregnant friends at every point in their pregnancy. From what I've experienced,
mm,
it's
yeah,
just don't know what's going to happen. And that has to, yeah, we have to stop. We have to stop that
mm,
conversation, stop making those comments. Oh, you can't tell anyone until a certain point, because it's so important to be able to, if something went wrong, like the amount of friends I've had that have had miscarriages that I haven't found
yeah,
out until they have become pregnant and had a successful pregnancy. Like, oh, we actually had a miscarriage beforehand. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I could have supported you
yeah,
through that. I could have been there for you.
yeah,
Like, it's just such an
yeah,
isolating
yeah.
experience. That's not nice. So I'm very glad that you've had like friends essentially through your salon to talk to about it and just kind of realize you're not alone. And
Yeah, and like they mentioned themselves that yeah, they'd also experienced it. So that makes you feel like, oh, okay, we could talk about it, and they could tell me their experience, I could tell mine, and you could talk about it. But like I said when I was speaking to them about it, it was like, well, if this baby had got to the 12-week mark, we would have shouted it from the rooftops. Wow, we're having a baby. We would have celebrated it. Because that baby didn't make that 12-week mark, why can you not talk about it? Like, it was still a big part of your life. It was still some little, yes, it was this little thing that you loved. But from the moment you pee on that stick, you instantly love that baby. Like, why not talk about it just because it didn't work out?
don't
Like, you
pretend it
still,
don't pretend it didn't
yeah.
exist.
And I mean, that was the first one, and then the second one, and the third. But they're all very similar kind of experiences. And then, but the one thing that they all made me was want a baby more, like more desperate to
Made you
have a
realize
child.
how much you wanted to have another one.
Like, I wanted it so bad. And like, it was hard each time it happened. Obviously, it was harder and harder and harder. And it was like, well, am I ever going to get what I've really, really longing for? I'm a big believer most of the time in everything happens for a reason, and timing is everything.
Yep.
The way I look at Lincoln now, I just think it was always meant to be him. Like, it was just always meant to be him.
What would you say to a mum that's struggling to talk openly about miscarriage, or like that's dealing with that potentially right now, or fertility issues?
That's a hard one because obviously for everyone it's so different.
Yeah.
But I would probably just wrap my arms around them and say that you're not alone. Sorry, I'm trying not to get a little
Oh,
bit
that's
emotional
okay.
here.
No, you're okay.
Um, yeah, I'd probably wrap my arms around them and I'd just give them a big hug and say, you're not alone. And I pray that this does happen for you. And if your rainbow baby is out there, no, that your rainbow baby is on its way. Like,
Yeah.
you will get what you want. It's just about timing.
How do you two stay connected as a couple when obviously shifts are all over the place and you then have three kids to wrangle and
Yeah, look, it's hard, to be honest. Um, both got to really just grab onto the little moments, I guess. Like, you know, when the kids are in bed, like have a bit of a chat here or there, or like once a month we're trying to do at least date night. So we went out for dinner the other night, so that was really good. It's nice just to sit down and have a chat without having an
interruptions.
uninterrupted conversation, and eat a hot meal and not have to share it and then
Yep.
stop eating for a second to attend to a child.
Yep.
So yeah, look, we're still kind of working that out as we go along. Like, not every relation, no one's relationship is perfect, but I think just by trying to focus on the little things, when you do get a spare minute, or once the kids are in bed, just trying to. And look, some nights we both can't be bothered and we both fall asleep like grandma and grandpa on the couch, and that's it. But other nights, yeah, we try and have a bit of a chat or just general chit chat or just, sit on the same couch and be a bit close and then yeah, try and do the whole go out for dinner or little moments. And like sometimes when the older two kids are at school in kinder, we only have Lincoln. So we're like, oh well let's go out for lunch. Yeah, we've got Lincoln, but when you have three kids, one kid is like no kids.
Oh
So
yeah, 100%.
we
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah,
we kind of
yeah.
like work on that too. So yeah, I guess it's just staying connected. It's challenging at times with life, work, and three children, but yeah, just focus on the little moments and then actually um prioritizing time and like booking time in like date night once a month
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Knowing you've got some one-to-one time actually booked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you ever feel resentful that a lot falls on you?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And I think I'm not alone in feeling that. I
yeah,
think a lot of mums feel that because it does, the majority of it does fall on us. Um, and
and you
yeah,
have a unique
sometimes,
situation, but it is hard not to like. Even my husband works a corporate job, so he's out the house before we leave in the morning. He comes home just as the kids are going to bed. So
mm,
like he's not cooking dinner. He's not doing the cooking, cleaning, washing.
yeah,
Like it all does fall to me.
yeah,
Um, but it's hard because even though I can logically go, well, he's physically not here to do it, it's still
mm.
hard to not get resentful sometimes that it falls on me.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, yeah, it's the same here. Like so it'd be great to, and like sometimes he's like, oh yeah, I just on his day off or whatever, like, oh yeah, I want to go and do this, and he'll just get up and go and do it, and it's like, well, I wish I could just get up and go and do something, but
Oh,
you
the
can't.
days
You've
of
got to
just
plan
grabbing
around
the keys and
doing
just walking out
something.
the house. Oh, what a
No, so
dream.
yeah,
Yeah.
like at times, yeah, absolutely, you feel that, but I think it comes back to communication again, and just like when you do feel like that, just I don't know, have a bit of a chat and say, hey, like I'm feeling like it's all a bit much at the moment.
Yeah.
Can you help when you are home? Like, can you take up the slack? Or, I'm into running, so it's like for me to go for a run, that's like my time, and it's like, okay, well, you want to go for a run? Yeah, well, I want to go for a run too. So how can we make it out so we can both get that little bit of time
Yeah.
and just yeah, work it out from there, kind of thing. But yeah, absolutely. I remember when we first had Tommy, it took me a long time to adjust to the fact that my life had changed 100% and Jake's life had only changed 10%.
And I think that's just motherhood in general. Like it really is.
Absolutely.
Even if you
Yeah.
have a dad that's a hands-on dad and they're full time, like it is two completely different perspectives of what changes, I think. And I don't know if that's a maternal thing. And like I said, you can have a really supportive, fantastic husband. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean anything because it still shifts everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
found that I feel that too, 100%.
Yeah.
We talked about like when we first got connected about mum rage. Um,
Mm,
I'm really trying with my mum rage at the moment. Like, there's a few things I'm trying to put in place to like not get wound up by moaning and all that
mm-hmm.
sort of stuff. But let's talk about it because I think a lot of mums do get mum rage, and I think it's not talked about enough. And like
Mm,
how it's the hardest thing I find at the moment as a mum because I find I'll blow up and then you just feel instant guilt, or they go to bed and you just feel like I could have handled that so much better. But in
mm,
the moment, you're so pissed off. Like I just see red, and I'm really trying hard to not let it escalate to that point, not let it, and not just with me, but with the kids. Um,
mm.
trying to ask them, can you take some deep breaths? I need you to ask me calmly because I don't understand what you're saying. Instead of me just going, you're not even, I can't even fucking understand you right now. Get out of my face. Like I can't listen to
Yeah.
you anymore. What do you think triggers your mum rage the most?
This probably sounds really bad, but um, mess, like real, like if some days, and I'm actually getting better at this. Like I'm like mentally learning that it's a lived-in house. It doesn't need to look clean and perfect all the time. Although when it is clean and perfect, my brain is a lot calmer. But if
100%.
if it's messy, like it's okay. You have three young children, like to them, like perfect example. Quickly, I said the other day, Avalia, her room is never clean. Like I literally clean it every single day, and in 5 minutes, if she's home, it's trashed again. Some days I don't know why I bother, but anyway, and I said to her, I was like, "Oh my God, Avalia, I've just cleaned your room. Like And she's like, yeah, but mum, I'm playing Kinders. And I said, okay. And that made me pause for a minute. And I thought, okay, hang on. Let's just, whoop, hang on. The lights have just all turned off. Um, I said, let's just switch this um, perspective and let me ask her what she sees. I said, so come back here, walk out of your room, turn around. Now look at your room from the same angle that I'm looking at. I said, what do you see? Do you see a really, really big mess? Or do you see a fun game of Kinders where you've set up all the Kinder activities, group one, group two? She goes, Mum, this is the best game of Kinders. Like, group one's over there. This is activity. And I was like, so right now, you standing in the middle of your room, how does that make you feel? Angry or happy? She goes, happy. I said, no worries, have fun. And I walked off and I was like, oh, I've got to just
You
let
just
her
need to figure out the
go.
different perspective, don't you? See, I have the opposite. When I walk into the room, it's not because they're playing, it's because there's clothes everywhere, like they haven't put their clothes away. They're like clean clothes that have been thrown all over the room, dirty clothes that are all over the room, pens all over the floor. And I'm like, this is really basic stuff. This isn't like a game that they've been playing. This is like, in my eyes, being really disrespectful and it really makes me angry. I'm
No,
like,
but there's clothes and there's
yeah,
everything else in the mix of
yeah,
all of that. Like her
yeah.
room is completely a bomb
It's
site.
so
And like
frustrating.
that's what triggers me. So I'm like, I literally cleaned that up 5 minutes ago. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so probably that. And then the other thing that triggers me is the whiny crying. And like it
Yeah.
sounds bad, like as soon as your kids cry, you know, you need to be there for them. But and I
No,
am when
there's a
it's a
different
legit
type.
cry.
There's a
Yeah,
different type. There's a pain. There's
yeah,
a mummy, I need you. And then there's a my brother just pushed me and I'm now moaning and I'm just on one for the afternoon and I cannot stand it. I literally say to the kids, that noise is like so in my ear in the wrong way. I
yeah.
can't hear it anymore. I literally, I'm like the worst. I shut it down. I'm like, shut up. I can't listen to that.
Good,
Go
good,
away.
because yeah,
No,
that's the
it,
other thing that
yeah,
just triggers me. And I'm
yeah,
like, oh my God, like
yeah.
just
And because normally
stop.
as well, like I'm sure you have the same thing, it's two at the same time. So it's they did this, they did that, and it's the moaning and the groaning, or like, I'm hungry. And I'm like, you've just eaten and I'm cooking dinner, you're not having anything else.
Yeah.
"Ah, but I'm
That
hungry.
that cooking dinner, like I'm
Oh.
literally cooking dinner and four of my children are in the cupboard trying to get food. And I'm like, are you all can't see what I'm doing right now? Like I'm literally serving dinner up and then you all sit there, have one mouthful of dinner and say, oh, I don't want any more.
Drives me mad.
Oh,
I'm
drives
with
me
you.
crazy
I'm with
too.
you with the mess. I'm with you. Like, if the kitchen's like a shit tip, I'm not a nice mummy. I feel overwhelmed. I think that's the only way to put it. I'm so overwhelmed. And noise, not just the moaning, but like just noise in general. Like, if the kids are being too loud, I get really agitated. And I'm not saying I have to have a quiet household, but I'm like, after some time of
Yeah.
them being loud and being noisy, I'm like, guys, can we just have some quiet time and just watch some TV? Like, I just need a bit of silence.
Yeah.
I'm now at the point where when I'm in the car without anyone, I just don't even have the radio on because I don't feel like I get silence in my life. Like I just need
Yes.
silence and like even the kids go to bed. But my husband then plays video games. So then I listen to him still talking all night. So it's not like I just
Mm.
silence. I've never appreciated the like silence is golden as much as I do now as a
Same,
mom right now.
same, 100%.
To
Yep,
be able
I'm
to
so with you there.
like, yeah, I don't even want to listen to the radio. Like I just want to
Yeah,
sit with my own thoughts,
yeah.
which is which I struggle with. An example of how I'm working through this, like the noise thing. We were at like a public toilet and Harry and Livy are screaming in the toilet, and you know how it's all echoey and loud. We're in
Mm.
there for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, I'm getting like so wound up. And we finally get out, we go get in the car, and Harry's like, Can I have a drink? And I pass him back my solo, and he drops the bottle all over the car. And
Mm.
in that moment, I was like, Oh, for fuck's sake, are you fucking joking? And I'm like, Doesn't take a deep breath. And then we started driving, they started moaning, and I just said, Guys, I need you to be quiet whilst I
Mm-hmm.
drive the car. Mummy
Yeah,
needs silence right now. And I said,
yeah.
I'm feeling so overwhelmed and wound up. Mummy
Mm-hmm.
just needs some silence and I need to do some deep breaths and I need to help calm myself down. Um,
Mm.
can you guys just be quiet? I just need to be. And I thought instead of me exploding and then not understanding, I need to explain
Mm.
why I'm getting wound up. And then
Yeah.
about 20 minutes later, they were quiet, they were happy. Mummy, Livy just goes, Mummy, you feeling better now? And I said, Yes,
Mm.
I actually am. And I really, really appreciated you listening and just giving me that time to kind of decompress. So
Yeah,
same with like when the house is a mess. I'm like, guys, I just need your help for 20 minutes. I feel
yeah.
overwhelmed. The house is a shit tip. I'm just trying to communicate better
Mm.
because you don't also realize how much they understand. I always think of them as like, they don't understand. They do. And they do
Yeah, they
understand. And I
absolutely
can
do.
say, I'm angry or I'm upset. Can
Yeah.
you please just help me for a minute? And they're really good. Um,
Mm.
I found that that's been obviously a healthier option to communicate why
Yeah.
I'm having a rage and be like, guys, I really need this tidied up. Like this place is making like me so overwhelmed.
Mm,
But like I also just make a point of just saying thank you. Like I really,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
My kids quote an episode of Bluey when they can tell that I'm a bit stressed and I'm like a bit yelling and whatever. And the episode is about like how the mum just needs 20 minutes to herself. And the dad is trying to keep the two girls, Bluey and Bingo, away from mum. They end up at the next door neighbor's house and all of that. But the kid's like, oh, but what have I done? Have I upset you, mummy? And the mum's like, no, you haven't upset me. I just need 20 minutes. Like, I just need 20 minutes. And then the mum gets 20 minutes. And then my kids are like, oh, mummy, do you just need 20 minutes? And I'm like, yeah, I just, like Bluey's mum. Yes, I just need 20 minutes.
So what was your mum fail of the week?
Putting too much pressure on myself to be the perfect mum. And I think that stems back from my childhood and my
Yeah.
relationship with my mum. But I am learning through a lot of, work, and my therapist is helping a little bit with that too. Um, that learning to be a good enough mum is good enough.
To
I
be fair, it's
don't
funny you say
have to
that
be.
because my fail of the week was forgetting PJ day. So Harry rocked up to kinder and everyone was in their PJs and I forgot. But like it almost stems from the same thing. It's the guilt of like trying to be the perfect mum and trying to remember all the things.
Yeah,
And I just felt
absolutely.
awful. So I ended up going to Kmart, getting him brand new ones and coming back because I was like, I'll go get you brand new ones to make up. Like
Yeah.
I felt so bad. But the same stem like of
Yeah,
wanting to just be a good mum and there's too much pressure on myself sometimes. Like it's not
yeah,
the end of the world. Like it's totally fine.
absolutely.
Have you got a fuck around and find out moment?
Oh, just all the time. Like I literally always say, don't do that. And they will do it. And then something happens. Like it's just every single day. There's too many moments to pick one, to be honest.
It's
Like
just mum life.
it's just mum life. Like, yeah, I can remember one from a few years ago, and so my husband plays footy on a weekend, and we were all getting ready to go into the footy. And Tommy that day was actually going to play like a mini Oz kick game at halftime.
Yeah, yeah,
And he was
yeah.
so excited, and we were pumped, and it was all exciting. And he kept jumping from the ottoman to the couch, to the ottoman to the couch. And I said, mate, first of all, settle down. We're all about to get ready and go. I said, if you keep doing that, you're going to fall and smack your head. Like, no sooner I said that, he fell and hit his back of his head on the corner
The
of the
coffee table.
couch, like the really hard,
Oh, yep,
solid
yep.
part. And I was like, wow, I told you so. But then Jake goes, oh my God, Maddie, there's blood, there's blood, there's blood. And I was like, oh, okay, hang on. Everyone was like then panicking. And I was like, okay, just let me assess the situation.
Yeah.
And I picked him up, grabbed him, put him on the kitchen bench and looked at the back of his head, and it was like, yeah, sliced. I was like, okay, yep, everyone in the car, let's go to hospital. So into the
Oh,
Portland hospital we went, and they just glued it back together. But then he couldn't play the halftime Oz kick game because I was too paranoid that if he got knocked,
oh, I would not.
it
You
would
couldn't
like
have.
split it open
There's
again.
no way you
So
could have. Yeah.
no, he missed out on that. And
Guess what,
yeah, so
mate?
that's a perfect
There's
example of a fuck around
consequences.
and find out moment.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's your consequence. No footy for you, you
Yeah.
little dickhead.
Yeah, legit. Like that happened a few years ago, but I still remember like far out. I was literally like, don't, you're gonna smack your head, like you're gonna crack your head open. And then in no sooner I said it, that's exactly what happened.
The village verdict for this week. So our hot take, like, or debate in motherhood. And are
Hmm.
we making motherhood harder by trying to be everything to everyone? Now, I feel like you're the perfect person to talk about this because you do solo parent a lot, and then not even that it's harder, but your life's more unpredictable. So, like you said, you just have to plan as if it's just you four. And if dad gets to come, then great. But when do you think being a good mum started meaning being good at everything? Because I just don't think that's the case. I think this you'd probably have more insight because you've probably done this through a lot of your therapy of like, yeah, what does it mean to be a good mum? Like you can't be good at everything.
No, you can't. You can't be good at everything, but I definitely try. And I think again, this stems back to my childhood of not having the best role model of a mum. Um, and the whole pressure that I do put on myself to be the perfect mum. And when I say that, I mean like birthday parties are next level. Like,
Oh, do you? Yeah, you go like
oh
above and
yeah,
beyond.
I'm like I love it. I'm a bit of a crafty mum too, so I do love the whole birthday party thing, and I do lots of little things for that. But I do go the extra mile, which I
Yeah.
probably don't need to, and put extra stress on myself to get it perfect. Um, I yeah, like I want to be at every possible school event. Like, Tommy has assembly. It might not be anything to do with him that day, but I'm there watching. Like, and I just feel like I, to me, being a good mum is just always being present, like going above and beyond. And I'm sure all mums want to do the same thing. But yeah, it's hard because you put that much pressure on yourself to do everything, and sometimes you can't do everything, or something will happen, or something else will get in the way. But to me, yeah, I just want to try and focus on being a good enough mum rather than being the perfect mum.
Who do you think gets the best version of you? Your kids, your partner, or someone else? And who do you think is, well, is it just who's screaming the loudest at the time? Like, how do you kind of do that?
My kids definitely get the best version because they're just like I pour everything into them. Um, Poor Jake doesn't get the best version at times,
Yeah.
and we're working on that. But yeah, no, definitely my kids.
Do you think that mums feel like asking for help somehow means they've failed?
I don't think so much that they've failed, but I think asking for help's very hard
Yeah.
because, and I feel like the more kids you have, the more harder it is to ask for help because you're adding an extra child. Like I feel like when we had two children, it was a lot easier to say, "Oh, hey, can you just watch the kids for a minute?" While we go and do X, Y, and Z. And then now we've got three. I feel like, oh, you've got three kids. Like, are you sure it's okay? Like,
Yeah.
like I feel like, yeah, the more kids you have, the harder it is to ask for help. But I'm a pretty strong, independent person. Like, it's very rare that I'll ask for help. And I mean, I don't have heaps of help. We have my husband's family here, and they always help like instantly when we need it, which is amazing. But my dad's like in Geelong, so that's still like 3 hours away. So the help is quite limited. So I think that depends on how you ask for help too, as to how big your
Yeah.
village is.
What's something you do purely because you feel like a good mum should?
Oh, good question. Do something purely because a good mum should.
I'll tell you
Um,
mine.
yeah, tell me yours.
It's washing and like blow drying and fighting my daughter to the death over her hair.
Oh wow, that's a whole nother thing.
And you would
And
get
I'm
it
a
because you've got a
hairdresser,
5-year-old
so it's
too.
worse.
I feel like I can't just let her leave the house looking like a banshee.
Make sure that they eat good food. Like I'm
Oh,
very like
yeah.
I'm some days like I'm such a good mum and I, make sure breakfast has got fruit and yogurt and then like toast or pancakes and then lunch has got, chicken nuggets but with fruit and carrot sticks and like, trying to make full balanced amazing meals. And then other days it's like, oh shit, Lincoln's eaten like chips for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like,
I've given up
I
on
feel
that.
like food is a big one.
I have given up on that. I
Yeah.
have hacked a few veggies, but I also don't have the energy to do it every single day. So like I really am in my zone of if they're fed, then I'm good.
Yeah.
And if that means it's Vegemite sandwiches for dinner, I don't care.
Yeah.
I just I can't I'm so done by the end of the day. I'm not battling you. And like it got to the point where at one point Libby would in the morning wake up and be like, "What's for dinner?" I'm like, "Right, we
Mm.
haven't even done breakfast and lunch yet. Can we not have
Yeah.
this
We've got to
argument?"
get through two other meals
Yep.
first.
Or as soon as she walked out the classroom, "What are we having for dinner?" And I'm
Mm.
like, "I can't do this. I can't argue with you every day." Um, so yeah, the food thing, I mean, I think everyone feels that sometimes. I think it's so
Yeah, the
tricky.
food thing. And like dropping my kids off at school. I really enjoy, I feel like I'm a good mum because I drive my kid to school. Like it sounds weird, like Tommy could catch the bus, but I don't want him to catch the bus yet. Like I feel
Yeah.
like I really enjoy going to pick him up and like I feel like that's what makes me, yeah, a good mum and just being present, like
Yes.
at
Being
all the
able to
school
go to
things.
assembly, being able to
Yes,
do all
being able
those
to go to
things.
like sports
Yep.
day,
Yep.
assemblies, even like school swimming.
Finish this sentence. Motherhood would be easier if I stopped.
Putting so much pressure on myself.
Yeah. All right. rapid fire questions.
Yep.
Gentle parenting or yelling? It's fine. No one does
Yelling.
rapid fire.
Yelling, yelling, yelling.
Yelling. Snacks or proper meals?
Snacks.
Do you hide your snacks or are you a sharer?
Hide.
Yep. You must with three. You surely have to. Do you wash your hair daily or dry shampoo?
Dry shampoo.
Kids in your bed? Yes or no?
Yes, co-sleep.
Another baby or absolutely not?
I can't rapid fire this question.
Too hard?
So,
You about to tell
um,
me you're pregnant?
no,
Oh,
not at all. I wish, no.
inside
No,
scoop.
so actually can't because we've had the snip, so we
Oh,
can't
of
have
course.
any
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
But I said if we hadn't already had the snip, I would be now considering starting to
Having
have the
another.
conversation to have a fourth. Three is our definite number. I've always wanted three kids, two boys and a girl, no matter what
Yeah.
order, and that's what I got. So I'm super happy, like beyond happy, and I can't believe I actually got what I always wanted. But yeah, there's times when I'm like, oh, did we call it too soon?
You get a
Like,
bit broody.
yeah, but no, not gonna happen.
If we took them rollerblading the other day, fuck
Oh, cool.
me. What a shit show that was. That was one of those moments of parenting when you're like, yeah, let's go have a fun night. Let's go have a fun day out and let's spend all this money and it'll be great. And then ends up in everyone crying, everyone hating it. We're left after 20 minutes and
Mm.
we get in the car and we're like, well, we're not doing that again for a long
Ever
time.
again. Yeah.
Like, that's shit. Um,
That was literally like when I was 20 weeks pregnant with Lincoln. I decided to take the two kids to Melbourne by myself and take them to the Wiggles and Disney on Ice. And I thought this is going to be the best weekend.
I was
Like,
about to say, not in one day, but like over
no,
a
like
long couple of weeks.
one was on like the Friday and another one was on the Saturday or
God,
something.
you're a super mum
And I
by
was like,
yourself
oh,
with
yeah,
all
by
three
myself. And 20 week, no, I was 20 weeks pregnant with
with the two
Lincoln,
older. Okay.
but with the two older ones. And I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. Like, this is going to be so much fun. It's going to be the best weekend. And by the first morning, I was already in tears because they'd both fallen down the stairs. And then we finally got, and we were awake at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yuck.
Then they fell down the stairs, both of them.
At
Then
the
we find
accommodation.
at the accommodation. Then we finally get out of the accommodation, and I thought, let's just because we had a bit of time to kill before we had to go to the Wiggles, and I was like, all right, I need a coffee. Let's just go to the park. I'll get a coffee, and you can just play, and I can just reset and have a
Decompress.
minute.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then I get my coffee. They're like running like crazy feral kids in the coffee shop, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Anyway, we can finally get out. We go across the road. We sit at the park. I sit down, almost in tears, like borderline tears, and then Tommy yells from the top of the slide, "Mum, Avalia shit her pants." So I've literally just like gone, oh my fucking God, could this fucking morning get any worse? Like I'm literally about to drive 3 hours home because right now that sounds so much, four
How old
hours
were
home.
they? They would have been what? 3 and 4? 4 and 5?
No, they would have been, yeah, Valley would have been, yeah, three, and Tommy would have been five. Yeah, three
Yeah.
and five. And I was like, oh my God. So then we went to the public toilet, cleaned her up as much as I could. Then I went back to the car. Thank God I had a change of clothes
Oh, well done.
that were two sizes too small. But anyway, we made it work. Anyway, got her changed, got her cleaned up. And I said, right, get in the car. And I just drove around for an extra hour just to keep them contained. I literally called my dad and my husband and I literally started laughing. And they were like, why are you laughing? And I was
Because
like, because
I
if I
laugh
don't
at the
laugh, I'm
shit
going to
show.
cry. Like it was the worst. And then I was like, oh my God, I've still got a whole nother day of this. Like, what's going to happen? Anyway, to make matters worse, I'll quickly hurry up with this
No, no,
story,
no.
but
This is
you
great.
have to
I
hear
love it.
it.
It's great.
Anyway, so then my dad was going to meet me for a bit of help for the next day. He was going to meet us after Disney on Ice
Yep.
just to like have dinner with us and like give
Yep.
me a little bit of a break, you know?
Yep.
And I was like hanging for that moment because the next morning was a lot smoother going to Disney on Ice because that started a bit earlier too. So it was pretty much like get up, have brekkie,
And go.
and they weren't up at 4 o'clock in the morning too, which helped. And we get up and go straight away. Anyway, we get there, we get to Disney on Ice, we sit down, and my dad messages me and says, "Call me ASAP." And like I was hanging for this moment afterwards to have a 5 minute break, like just to breathe. Anyway, he messaged me, "Call me ASAP," and I thought, oh shit! In my gut, I felt like something was wrong. So I've called him back, and he's like, "Oh, So I'm on my way to Geelong Hospital. I was like, "What have you done?" And he's like, "Oh, I thought I'd just quickly chop some wood before I come and met up with you guys, and I decided to chop my finger off while I was at it."
Oh,
So that was him, done.
bad.
He's gone into hospital, gone into surgery, not coming to help me, to help save me. And that was the weekend. So we had a very chilled afternoon back at the accommodation, and then the next morning packed our shit and come home. But
Have you been game enough? Has it put you off, or have you been game enough to do
it
something like that?
did. It did for a long time, and I
Yeah,
swore I would never, ever, 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 ever take the kids away by myself again.
yeah.
But over the school holidays, I did, and I took three kids away, and it was actually a really wholesome weekend, and it was beautiful, and it
Oh,
was fine. So
good.
we've
Yeah,
recovered from that previous moment,
yeah.
but yeah, that was the worst week. That was the same as your situation. Like, oh, this is going to be the most beautiful, fun weekend. We're going to see the Wiggles, and we're going to see Disney on Ice, and it was just an absolute shit show.
Our first holiday with both kids, we went to the Gold Coast,
Mm,
and I we used to go to the Gold Coast a lot as a couple, so we're really looking forward to it. Like it was just
mm,
like first holiday as family.
yeah.
Um, when we landed, Harry projectile vomited 3 times, all in the rental car, and I'm like, I
Oh,
just
no.
felt it like in my loins. I'm like, this is gonna be a fucking shit show this whole fucking holiday. And because of the time difference, they were up at 4 o'clock every morning. They would normally get up at like 5, 5:30, 6. Nah,
Mm,
4 o'clock every morning.
mm.
Um, they would wake each other. They had to share a room. It was just a shit show. The hotel we had no fly screens on the windows, so no way to stop them from climbing out, or like no
Oh,
rods, so they fully opened. We're on a third story.
no.
No locks, no lock on the balcony. So we had to get the like the hotel to come and zip tie the balcony doors because the kids could just get out onto the balcony.
Oh, no, that's
No
scary. No.
lock on the front door. So like no way it was just a snap lock, so the kids could just open the front door in the hotel room and just leave. Like not even like a lock across the top. So every night we had to put the rubbish bin in front of the door so that we would be able to hear if they got out.
Mm.
Like
Oh my
having
God.
an
That's so
elevator. So like
scary.
we'd open the front door to the apartment and they'd run to the elevator and press the button and then like try and get in before we could get to them. Like they
Oh
like
no.
it was so shit. The pool, like the big family pool, you had to like get past the big family pool, open up another pool gate to get into like the kids section. So we'd have to like usher them, like herd them like sheep, past the big pool without yeeting
Oh,
themselves in there to
yeah.
then go into the like the shallows section. Livy had some post-viral rash, and I'm like, oh, looks
Oh.
like she had fucking some disease. So we ended up going to hospital because I'm like, I don't know if we should be in swimming pools and we're going to like SeaWorld and like water parks, and she's got this mottled rash all over her body. And I'm like, she looks like she's got leprosy or something. So I took her to the hospital. They'll like we get to the hospital, emergency room's packed, and then we finally get in, get seen, and she's literally jumping off the bed, like jumping up, jumping down. I'm like, can you just act sick? Like,
Yeah.
please. There was so many things that just like we came home and we were just like done. Like we're never going on holiday again. Like
Yeah.
it was just parenting in another location with no childcare,
Yeah.
no way to like and because we're in this little apartment, we also felt like because the kids were up so early that we had to be so quiet. Like we were
Yeah,
like
you do.
and we
Yeah.
don't want them running around because we were like, we
Yeah.
don't want to piss off everyone. So like next time I'm like, right, we're getting our own fucking house. Like we just need to spend the money and get a fucking house. Like I'm not living in this fear of like noise because we've never
Yeah.
lived in an apartment. Um,
No.
it was just from start to finish. I've never felt so stressed and could not relax. And I think it was like it was so sad. The kids would be in bed by like 5:36 and we live
Mm.
right next to Pacific Fair. So we would take it in turns to just go for a drive and go wander around Pacific Fair just to have like quiet time and just to like unwind. And I was like, God, we're fucking sad. And I think it was a shock to us because like we'd be so used to when we ever we've been out there before, go out for dinner and like go see a
Yeah.
movie. And then when you got like
Yeah.
little children, it was such a different lifestyle. Like we were so used to doing a lot of the nighttime activities, night
Mm.
markets and all of that, and realizing you can't do that with small children.
No.
Um, it was just like, yeah, we haven't gone on a holiday since, and that was
Oh no.
2 years ago. We've done weekends away, like we've
Yeah.
done,
Yeah.
oh my God, you should fuck me. The last weekend we went away in the school holidays. We went to a place called French Island. I don't know if you know
No.
very much down here. It's local to where we are, and um how do I say it? Like, long story short. Long story short, I had the wrong place for the ferry and had to race to go get the barge. And had to leave Ryan at the foot ferry with Liv because the car ferry was in a different location. So that was a shit show the first day. We go to check in. None of the sheets have been cleaned. None of the towels have been cleaned.
Oh,
We had to basically clean this whole holiday house. Um,
yuck.
we ran out of power the second day. So we had to have an electrician come out and do the generator because it was completely off grid. The kids were having allergic reactions. Their eyes were swelling in the mornings because the pillows and stuff I think were so dusty.
Oh no.
The mosquitoes were so big that I swear they could have just carried the kids away. Like it was just like one thing after another. And we came home and Ryan's like, never again are your parents allowed to pick where we go on holiday because we went with my mum and dad. And mum and dad were like the same. They were like, we're never fucking coming back here again. It was just, and I just said, like you said, if you don't laugh, you cry. Like,
Yeah,
um,
literally.
we've had some really nice weekends away, but I really think we're really big homebodies. We
Mm,
love our own space, our own beds. Ryan's traveling a lot for work at the moment. He fucking hates it. He's like, I'm done. He hates being away from the kids and hates
yeah.
not sleeping. And I'm like, but then he calls me and he's had like a night with a bed to himself or like he's ordered room service or he's staying at Crown or something. And I'm like, fuck off. You're loving life.
Hmm.
You get to eat your dinner in peace. You're sitting there
Yeah.
having a hot shower for half an hour. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
God, I'd love that.
I know. Sounds so good.
Oh God, we're so off track. Anyway, so finally to close,
Yeah.
do you like to do a shout out to a listener, funny story, or a mum win? Do you have someone you would like to give a shout out to for a loud mum of the week?
Yes, I do actually. So I'm going to do my shout out to my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Because I mean, she's always there to help us. Like always, she's always there. Yeah, she's basically our main person to help when needed. But especially for a couple of weeks ago when Lincoln and I had to rush off to hospital. And um yeah, she came over, helped Jake with the kids, helped like do dinner, and like I knew Jake could handle it, which was great. But just knowing that there was a mum here for the nighttime part made me relax more and like could focus on getting Lincoln better. So yeah, just wanted to shout out to her for her ongoing support because she's our main village, I guess you could
Yeah.
say. So and yeah, when shit hits the fan, she just swoops in and settles it all and helps out. So, yeah, shout out to her.
Oh, that's so nice. It is nice having people. I don't know how people do it with no family. Like
No,
with no one around them. Kudos and shout out to any mum that does that because I yeah, I certainly couldn't do a lot without mum, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, other mother-in-law. Like
yeah,
it is a hard gig to not have anyone to lean on. It's very hard to do it alone.
absolutely.
And then last of all, shout out to all mums. You are doing better than you think. And if you yelled today, it's okay. So did I. But stay loud, mums, and we'll talk next week.
Coffee in a wine cup, hair tied rough. School run survivor, we've had